Okay, so wanting to slow it down, but the speed at which there's opening here suggests that we're not going to have a slow game. I'm going to take, so you lose tempo when you keep taking and taking and taking, but it is doable. There's loads of space, and then they're going to target at your king area. I'm going to bring our bishop out. We've already got 2 pawns, we don't need to be greedy. You don't even need to take the first pawn, you can just start developing. Because in either case, once you start taking the gambits, you're losing tempo and development time. See how they're rushing to come for probably the fried liver type thing. And if we move our knight now, it's going to be a bit too late to the party. Let's move the knight anyway and see if we can castle. I think they'll still run down here quick time because they're wanting to target here, get the queen here, put pressure on the king. Whatever, some sort of sacrifice was going to happen, something somewhere. So we just want to hide the king in here. They're motor set now, so they're just going to continue. Don't know why they're going so slow, but it is a long play game. This is the type of thing that's going to happen. Then the queen's going to come down here and look for the squishes. Yep, so again, don't know why that took so long. That was pretty straightforward, really. Also, they've decided on squishing this way. Alright, so we can move the king across, but then if we move the king across, what do they get? Checkmate. Block. It's all a tactical arrangement type thing. If you can break the tactical arrangement, then you probably stand in good stead. It might look ugly, but you up more material on the board. That's the problem with tactical type play, is that, yeah, the tactic is 1 or 2 moves. If it doesn't have a good follow-on from that point on, then usually your position is shot. So again, they're going a little bit special. We can bring the queen here and just attack this pawn. Don't think there's any immediate thing because the queen is not going to be coming here. So we'll continue, or we could, yeah, I think we'll do this. If they don't take, we're putting pressure on the king. Okay, so they're not taken. Does that weaken them in any way? Potentially, but he can defend. Is there anything else that we can do in the meantime? Knight can come here, but the bishop's defending. Maybe the bishop comes instead, because they're looking to touch here. Tactical arrangements, they're down pieces, they're looking to try and improve their position on the board. So we can bring the knight here. Obviously the pawn is going to drop. And if the pawn drops, we do have a check on their king anyway with our own queen, which is attacking the knight, but the bishop is protecting. This bishop can just come in here and defend. We can bring the queen all the way back and attack their queen. Options and choices. I think we'll go with just simply attacking the queen. So talking it through, just look at what the tactics they're looking at. They've suffered losses in material. They're just dancing around now with the queen, looking to probably come for a cheap pawn here. So we could attack with the bishop, but the knight will take. Got to be mindful of that. We can move the king out of the way. There's no kind of immediate threats per se. Knight can come there, the bishop can take. I think we'll just move the king. Just weathering the attacks. they will run out eventually. We do have a nice strike here because we're hitting this twice. So the more they're trying to put checks on, if we stop the checks, then they have to look more defensive. Maybe bishop coming here, that type of stuff. Ah. Okay, right, so what do we want to do? We can attack the queen, but the knight is there. I think we're going to develop the knight. Look to sit it here. Maybe put some pressure towards the king here. I'm going to have to speak to the builders. Might lose on time, but oh, I'm back. Just had to talk about the fence, see what we've got. So the knight's moved, it's attacking our queen. We were planning to attack their queen. We can shuffle a little bit to try and see if we can get their queen, but it looks like they're not going to be looking at exchanges. He is on our bishop, so we could bring the queen here just to defend the knight. But then their bishop can actually attack our queen. We could bring the queen here, attacking the knight, but also defending the bishop. Looks a bit confusing, doesn't it? I'm going to bring the queen here, simple terms, and defend the bishop. Maybe the rook's going to come here, looking to get a bit lively. I think they're probably thinking, we need to get these out as well. Because at the minute, they spent a lot of time with the gambits. Our king's not castled. We haven't got a rook in the play. So they have won the 20-pointer in that sense, in terms of our king not being able to castle. But the benefits are that we've been able to develop more pieces than them. Okay, so he's defending the knight. So our bishop can come and attack their queen now, but they will be able to take this pawn. We could continue with what we were planning, which was the knight attacking the queen. Maybe they drop here, and then they're going to have a 2-on-1 attacking the bishop. We can push the pawn to support the bishop. It's all looking very ugly. Poor king has not got castled. Oh, and they've dropped onto the queen. Knight, sorry. And they've resigned. Excellent.